Nice. Well, I think we're going to start and just like accept people as they come. So thank you for your new community hour. Um, we have one main topic today to present to you. It's the launch of our new Nao MCP. So thanks to the Nao MCP, now you can use Nao directly in your favorite agents. And the goal is really to have Nao as your data brain for your company and be able to access it from everywhere, every agent. So we already had Slack, WhatsApp, Teams, Telegram connections, but now we want you to be able to access Nao from everywhere thanks to the Nao MCP. And then we're going to be talking about a new mystery surprise, which is Nao Quest. So stay until the end if you want to know what it is. And as always, feel free to ask some question during the demo. Okay, so I will share my screen and do a bit of a demo of how Nao works. Nao MCP works. Yes. Okay. So I'm going to start working in Claude. So here I'm in Code, and let's say I'm in a flow and I want to do some analysis directly through my agents. I can directly ask question to Nao here. So analyze how many OSS projects were created ever. So here I didn't even mention Nao. So let's see if it can pick up where to go. And yeah, I already connected in my Claude Code the Nao MCP. I'm going to launch both Cowork and Claude Code, and let's see which one can do it better. Cool. So yeah, so here it's using a tool which is called Ask Nao, and basically what it does is that it just sends the question to Nao instance, same as it would behave in the Slack bot. So just send in the question, then the agentic loop stays in Nao. So the full conversation is within the Nao database. It still renders your answer here, and then it gives you a link to see the chat within Nao. So here you cannot really see the detail of what's going on, and you just have the answer. So it's more adapted to, let's say, business users. And now if I show you how it looks like in the chat. So what it looks like when I'm in Nao is that I can see that I send this message via MCP. And then when I'm in the interface, I can actually check what query was done and all the actions that were done. All the tool calls and all that were done by Nao. And I can keep this keep going this conversation directly here, like show me your charts on trend. So basically the goal of the Ask Now tool is really to keep the same governance and observability on what people do with the Nao MCP and have conversation end to end, still in the Nao MCP. And also, like, it uses the same context layer, obviously, as what you already built in Nao. So that's one setting. Another thing that you can do with the Nao MCP is to directly create some stories from your agent. So if I switch back to Claude, so now I'm going to ask, create a story about GitHub stories, my favorite one. So same, it's going to run the Ask Now tool. It should actually. And then create a story in the chat that it's going to create. Okay, so here it's using the Ask Now tool. And instead of just answering a question or just doing a conversation, at the end it's going to create a story within this chat. And I'm going to be able to use that directly now. And we have a full set of tools to manage your stories of Nao. So create stories, search from a story. and read from stories. So let's say if you already have built a story on Nao, but you want to, I mean, you are in an agent conversation and you want to get some information from the story in your conversation, then you can do it from here. And so here, yeah, it's creating charts with the execute SQL tool to add it in the story. Okay. Yeah, because I just added the tool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just added it, so it's not loaded in this session. But I will do another example with the execute SQL to show the difference. Okay, it's creating the story finally. This one should be fast then. Okay. So here it has created a story. I'll share the other screen. Okay. So here it has created a full story with the charts, and I can still open the chat of the story. If I want to keep editing the story, I can do it now. I can do it in the agent as well. So yeah, it's pretty convenient to create stories directly from the agent. And maybe to show you the different modes that we created in the agent. So how do you set up the MCP? As an admin, you go to your settings and you go to MCP endpoint. And so you have different modes. The sub agent mode, basically, it's the Ask Now tool. So it uses Now as a sub agent, meaning that it's just going to send a question to Now, and then Now is going to handle the full agentic loop as it already does. Then we have seen the story mode, so tools to create, read, and changes some stories. And the final mode is the context layer mode. So this one is to expose all the Now tools and context layer to the agent. And if you use this mode, then the LLM that are used are kind of like deported to your agent, and the agent will just call Now tools. So
and just to add on this, like the sub agent mode, the reason we split it is that the sub agent mode gonna cost some token on Now side, in addition to the tokens that you will pay on your Claude or Codex or whatever instances. Whereas like the context layer mode and the story mode are just Now specific tools that doesn't cost any token.
Yeah, exactly. So for example, if you want to use your, let's say, Claude or Codex subscription, and you don't want to have extra token usage on Now, then you can use just the context layer mode. And this is just going to use your existing consumption in your existing agent. So now I switch to this context layer mode, and I'm going to show you how it's working in Codex. There is a question.
We don't see your pet.
It's here. Oh, you don't see it?
No.
It's too bad. It's because I just shared the one window. Okay. Okay, well, so here it's going to do a LS, so it's going to check everything that's available in the context. Yeah, keep doing that. And read some specific warehouse metadata to understand. So basically, it's reproducing everything that Now would do in its agentic loop. But since it's only calling like Now tools, it doesn't incur any cost or agentic loop within Now, and the agentic loop fully stays here in Codex.
It's less friendly than in Now.
yeah, you can see a bit less detail of what's going on, but it's still the same tool. And the point here is that it still uses the context layer that you built in Nao. So you have the same advantage of you have your created context, but here you're using Nao tools in your agent, so you're using your existing agent tokens. Okay, well, it's going on a full loop. I think Codex is a bit less straightforward, I would say. Okay. Yeah, I think to go forever, but I think yeah, that's the three mods we wanted to show you. Maybe yeah, one other thing that you can do is find existing stories and read information from these stories. So if I do another example here in Codex, can you find a story on Nao about Keep stars? What's the freshest number? And I need to reactivate the stories mode if I want to do that. Okay, so this one is running, and yeah, this one has finished. So at the end, it's just like giving me the SQL that says run through Nao and the answer. And so when you do things like that, since here you're only executing Nao tools, but you're not really creating an actual chat in Nao because the agentic loop stays in your agent. That's why here Codex doesn't give me a link of a conversation that I can follow up with on Nao. So the conversation stays in your own agent, but you can still see in the Nao admin the tool calls that were done. So if I show you how it looks like on the Nao settings. So here, when you go in the MCP page, you can actually see all the MCP tool calls that were done directly. So you can see here, Codex just did like a get story tool. So even if you don't see a full conversation, you can still see all the tool calls that were done. You can see all the execute SQL that were done. So if you allow users to have this mode of just using tools and not doing full conversation with Nao, with Ask Nao, you can still audit what was done through this this observability tool.
And we're gonna improve this page. Like at the moment, it's pretty simple, but the thing is that this observability gonna be merged with the rest of the chat observability, so you can see like what are the SQL queries that were executed by who, what was the errors, and all this kind of stuff. So it's better like to go through it and find what has been done.
Yeah, and so the last use case that I started. Okay, so here it's use Nao to get some stories. Yeah, it listed all stories. I don't know why it keeps unsharing my screen. So it listed all stories, could read the story and then just answered with the latest story that gave this information. So this is also a great thing if you already have built a lot of stories, you don't want Nao to re-ask some questions all the time, then you can just read some information that already exists in stories that you have.
And click on a story here. I think it opened like the side panel in Codex directly. Oh no!
No, I think it's going to open it in Nao.
But sometimes Codex also like open at the side panel the browser, and so you can have like the Nao UI within Codex directly. But depends what Codex decides.
Yeah, maybe I'm not on the latest version. I don't know.
Yeah, that's maybe this.
So I think this is all the different modes that we wanted to show you with the Nao MCP. So basically, I would sum it up like there is two modes that you can decide to put your MCP on. So either you put it in as a sub-agent with, like the stories capability. So this way you keep a full observability of end-to-end conversation in Nao. So Nao is the sub agent for your main agents, and you can still see full conversation in Nao, and users can keep conversation they started also in Nao. Either you actually want to use this MCP as a way to use Nao as a context layer and still use your token from your existing agent. So this, if you're more doing this, then you can use the context layer mode and just, keep your tokens in your agent and use Nao as a context layer. That's kind of like the two-way to do it. So I don't know if you have any questions or if you want to add something, Christophe.
And in a way, the reason we did this is to let you be more creative with some use cases and stuff that you can be doing with Nao. So for instance, if you want to import some stuff from other places, or if you want to take some stuff that is within Nao and put it elsewhere, and you want to do it with an agent, this is stuff that can be done. If you have some people in your company that are that doesn't want to use like another tool, or that prefers staying like in a Claude desktop because they are used to it, or that prefers to use some competitors that we might have. This is also like a capability, so you can add this MCP in the competitor and give them this governance layer that we built on top of your context layer and your warehouse. So you get the full observability of what's going on, whatever it's used from Slack, from the web UI, from Claude, from whatever else other tool that you use. So everything lands in one place, but you can use it from everywhere and support all the use cases that the stakeholders in the company might have. So from tech person to a data person to someone from the marketing or the ops team that will use the web UI. So yeah, that's like a foundation that we bring. Obviously, we're gonna improve the MCP, and I think from the feedbacks and the usage that you're gonna do, we're gonna find more modes or stuff to tweak to get more stuff in it. So yeah, please bring feedbacks and stuff and how to improve it. This is like a first version. But yeah, that's the reason we work on this.
Do you have any question maybe on the MCP, the way it works, or some ideas of how you want to use it?
And also the good thing, as we see like on Claire's screen, seeing like Nao be used in Codex or Claude Code showcase how the Nao UI is way better than this UI to do data stuff. Because here you get like JSON and stuff that is not really data oriented. And I think when you get it side by side, to be honest, it feels way better to be in the Nao UI to do this kind of stuff. Oh yeah, that's a good thing regarding the oath. Maybe you can showcase it, Claire, or can do it if you want. But the way it's done, it's Nao UI expose oaths. And so when you log in, the client, so Codex, Claude Code, Cursor, whatever, ask a token to the Nao UI, you log in and you get a token back. So you are authenticated as a Nao user within your agent or your UI that you use. So it's personalized to who you are actually. Good question. I think it's like a basic GWT audience expiry. Probably, I don't want to be mistaken, but maybe it's 5 minutes, and it gets refreshed. This is maybe something that we can also tweak. I will come back to you later, George, on this.
So any feeling, I don't know, for people here, like any way you want to use it, or do you want to use it more as a context layer, as directly like a sub agent? Reaction on this? And one thing I did also, so for example, if you already have built, let's say, company skills where you define how to use different tools, etc. Like internally, I also built a skill which is like a data analysis skill, and it's going to call the Nao MCP and be able to run some analysis. So yeah, this is also something you can create. You can create a skill around the Nao MCP so that anyone at the company can use it. And yeah, to learn to your agent how to use Nao MCP. Okay, so maybe I'll just show you the next thing, and then if you have more questions coming, we can take them later. So we have released a new surprise quest for you guys. So since Nao is a community and we really value the implication of everyone in the community, we want to really thank everyone like participating to the community and making grow like the framework and what we do. So we have created a mystery page in our website, which is the Nao Quest page. And so basically the goal of this page is just to help you unlock some rewards depending of what you have done in the Nao community. So it starts with simple things as just like starting our repository, to more complex things with like deploy Nao at your own company or at a client if you're a freelancer or consultant. Maybe deploy Nao at several clients or do contributions to the repo, reporting bugs. You can also send us a love letter if you want, or refer Nao to someone. And the goal here is that if you have done something, you can just like try to redeem this gift and we'll send you a small gift. And we're working on what those gifts are, but they're going to come in the next weeks. So I guess most of you here in the call have done one of those things in the Nao Quest. So I'll send you the link and feel free to fill this in, and then we'll send you some very nice gifts. And so yeah, the goal is for you to do all of the things and to get some rewards, nice rewards, as you do all the things with us. Okay, well, I think that's just this for Nao Quest. I expect to see a lot of people filling their information, and we'll be sending some weird gifts from all over the world. So that's pretty cool. And maybe just in a closing note on what we have planned next. Yes, so the next events that we have planned, so we have obviously our next community hour, which is in 2 weeks. And then we will do a new hackathon in Paris, beginning of June. We have a lot of meetups planned, one in Berlin in June, one in Copenhagen in end of August, next to one of the members of the community. And in October, we'll also organize one in Amsterdam. And as well, like if you have other cities you want to organize a meetup in, feel free to reach out. And maybe to tease you a bit on what we're working on currently, I think the next, so first there's going to be a huge upgrade in the MCP, which is going to make it more interactive so that you can actually see what's going on from your agent. But I'm not going to tell you more because that's going to be a surprise on the next release. And then another thing we're working on is everything with like automated agents. Automated, routines with your agents. So for example, writing a prompt and automating the run of this prompt, similar to what you have in terms of like routing code or automation in Codex. That's one of the main features that's going to be released in the next days. I don't know if you want to add something, Christophe.
No, I think that's like the main feature that's going to be released, and we are also designing something that is like the feedback loop on the context, like being able to understand what the agent did, like in the last day or the last week, and from this infer some stuff that's going to be improving the context layer. So adding more stuff in the markdowns, adding more description in tables or stuff like this. So we are like currently designing this. So if you are interested, if you have ideas or stuff regarding this, do not hesitate to reach us, because this is like the moment we are like doing the ideation on this and thinking about how to design it. So if you have ideas or feature requests or stuff around this, reach out, because yeah, it's gonna be released pretty soon once we are settled on the design. So yeah. So do not hesitate to reach out also on this, and any features, whatever it is, do not hesitate to reach out, because this is really cool to build stuff with people that have ideas on how to improve this kind of page features and so on. So yeah, keep the features coming, whereas it's like in the Slack or in the repo with the issues. I think we got like a lot of ideas from the community.
Yep.
I think in the next community event, we could do like some community metrics, like how many issues, how many contributors, how many peers were open, closed, and stuff like this, just to...
Yeah, we can do a story.
Yeah,
create a story on that.
Or some interactive stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, and the hackathon, I can send you the link of the next hackathon. And then you can directly sign up in here. So for now, it's only in Paris, but probably we'll organize some in other cities. It's just more convenient because we have an office where we can organize stuff in Paris. So yeah. Do you have maybe any other question or feedbacks or thing on other features that you would want to see? That's the moment to share.
I have a question for like people that have tried now. Did you try to use the sandbox or the sandboxes? And if yes, who was successful setting it up and who was not? Because the issue that there is one issue with sandboxes is, depending on how you deploy now, especially if you deploy like with Cloud Run or some serverless services, sandboxes might have issues to run because it relies on something that is technically like at the hypervisor level, and if you are on Cloud Run, it doesn't work. And so we got like a few feedbacks from people trying to run now from Cloud Run, but not able to run stuff in sandboxes. So I'm curious to see if you have tried to do some stuff in sandboxes and if it was successful for you or not. Because I think with sandboxes, you can do like a lot of stuff. It's super important to have this kind of code isolation. But maybe the thing that we have currently for the sandboxes, it doesn't work for you, and we have to find like another solution that is way easier or way more portable, depending on the setup you use to deploy. I haven't tried sandboxes yet, but I will do and we'll let you know. Okay, cool. Because it's a bit hard, like we have to balance between having something that is easy to deploy. At the moment, is one container, one database, and just a few ARM variables. Compared to having multiple containers, one container that is dedicated for sandboxes, etc., etc. So it's a balance that we have to find in order to keep still the project easy to deploy for newcomers. And we also have to find a way to run sandboxes open source, which is also less easier because there are not like a lot of projects to do this. Okay. So, but if you are doing some stuff with sandboxes, reach out, please.
Okay, well, I hope, I mean, please try our MCP, give us some feedbacks on how it goes. And yeah, we are available on the Slack community if you want to give us some feedbacks or have questions on the Nao MCP. Thank you. See you.
you.
Bye.
Bye.